Caleb, you've had 3 months here since you got drafted and obviously a little bit of a break. How do you kind of describe the increased understanding you have of your role as QB1 in this city, in this franchise, and all that comes with that outside the lines, whether it's being kind of the forward-facing figurehead, the hub of energy in the locker room, all that comes with being this guy here?
Yeah. Partly it's just being myself every day, coming in and working hard, getting after it. Another part is understanding the situation that I'm in. And coach always talks about it. You know, we have our vision and stuff. And so we, trying to work towards that every single day that we get, every single day that I get, and making sure that I'm putting myself in the right position, that I'm getting in here early. I'm going over film, I'm going over the plays, I'm, getting all the details that I can. Trying to figure out the whys and why we run this, when we're running it and things like that, and then keep progressing throughout that. I understand it's year one. There's gonna be times it's gonna be tough, times it's gonna be good, and tough times you keep going. Good times you also keep going. So just as I always like to kind of think about it, is progression is key, and keep doing that over time, and I'll be able to reach the goals at the end of my career, and we can reach the goal at the end of the year as a team.
How over time have you developed sort of that comfort of being the face and the voice for such a big group?
As my teammates, or for
just in this world, kind of being for the franchise and the organization?
I've kind of put myself in this position many times before. I became a Chicago Bear on the 25th of April, and then now. So, it's just kind of seeing it before it happens, and like I said, just keep progressing, understand the position I'm in, and keep going.
Caleb, from the beginning, you haven't tried to tamp down expectations or anything. If anything, you've embraced and inflated the expectations. How will you keep perspective when inevitably there's some rough days out there on the practice field and training camp?
Yeah, I've had rough days. I expect myself to go out there. I think I'm the toughest on myself. I go out there and I'll mess up a play. I've thrown a pick in mini camp and things like that. So being tough on myself, but also having an understanding of where we are and where I am, and the progression, like I said before, is key. And those bad times, it's not a time to have self-doubt. That's just a waste of time. It's a time to keep growing, keep progressing, and keep believing in yourself.
Caleb, I know that they're not going to throw everything at you right away in this camp.
Yep.
It'll be a process, as your head coach was talking about. But how quickly do you want it? How quickly do you want to begin to establish, for instance, a downfield passing game and do some of the things that we saw you do at USC?
Yeah, I want to get as fast as possible, because it's not just for me, but it's something we have to do throughout games. It's something we have to do throughout practice and keep progressing. And so me being able to grasp everything that I can ultimately just helps the team reach our our vision at the end of the season.
How do you stay patient with yourself, knowing that there's veterans though? I mean, Cole and DJ were in here talking about we want to get it going right now, and the urgency's there, knowing that you might have a steeper learning curve since you're a rookie.
Yeah, so
you gotta match them.
So I'm not trying to match anyone. That's never the way that I kind of look at things. But I do have people like Cole and DJ that, Cole will correct me when I'm wrong, and things like that, whether it's in the huddle, whether we're talking about stuff. Offensive line, we talk constantly about cadence. So it's just trying to get the right rhythm and pace with these guys so we can keep going on that, on the upward trend.
Caleb, coming to a room with Keenan and DJ. With all due respect to those guys, what's your mentality in terms of I'm sure you didn't come into this draft like, I want to be the number 3 receiver on somebody's team. What's your mentality about what you can be in this offense and your expectations as a rookie?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's, a challenge, coming in as a rookie, having, vets like, Keenan and DJ already in the room, having established themselves as, in the league for many years at this point. But mindset coming in is being the best, being the best in the room. And I think that's the mindset of everybody in the room. And I think that's the way it should be, you know what I mean? All of us trying to be the best in that room creates a competitive and friendly environment for all of us to thrive, and we're achieving those type of goals. We allow ourselves to, be options for him out there on the field. So I think it's important for a wide receiver to have that mentality to be the best, in his room and collectively, as I did kind of back at my college, when we all have that mindset, we all kind of thrive together. It is possible for sure.
How much do you want to play in the preseason? How much value do you think there is in playing in those preseason games?
Yeah, I think any reps is obviously valuable, but we do have understanding that it's preseason and things are going to be a little bit different than play wise, offense and defensively, and so practice here is just as valuable as those moments, and so making sure I'm not looking forward to preseason and those preseason games, and I'm focused on playing versus the Chicago Bears defense right now, and then when those moments come, take those moments just as valuable as practice.
Caleb, is there
Caleb,
anything
if I can
else?
take you back to March, when you presume the Bears are gonna draft you, you watch them add the players that they added.
Yeah.
And then in the draft, they take you and then they take Rome. What's going through your head as you see them building a roster that is real different than the rosters that a lot of number one picks walk into at quarterback?
I mean, all you can be is excited to get to be able to be here with people like that. We got great vets. Obviously, we got some good young guys, Rome and a bunch of other guys, whether undrafted, whether they were drafted, and then we got some guys from other teams that are vets and been in the league, and so the talent and all of that can only go so far, as everybody always says. So we have to work together, build a bond, build the trust between each other, and go get it.
Caleb, is there anything that you'd be
There's some
willing
veterans
to?
here and a lot of rookies, obviously, but everybody in offense is learning a new system. Is that beneficial to the rookies, you think, that everybody's kind of starting from the same spot?
I do think it's beneficial. I wouldn't say that we're all starting from the same spot, because there's guys like Keenan where he came in and we were in the hotel together for a while, and we'd be sitting down just eating dinner and playing cards, and then we'd have a break and we rattle off some plays, and that was when I was first learning, and he kind of have like an idea of what the play was, so it's nice having people like that around. A couple vets, and I know it helps Rome to have people like that around, to where it's, when you get out there, he's teaching you movements, he's teaching you how, it works in the NFL. I have people behind me, Brett, Tyson, they've played, they've been in it, they've been with other, great quarterbacks. So it's only helping, but, we're really excited.
Caleb, is there anything else that you'd be willing to share with us in regards to your contract reports that you were trying to establish an LLC, forgivable loans, franchise tag, stuff like that? Is there anything that you would be willing to share with us?
No, not getting into that, and all the details of that. We're the ink is dried already, and we're past that point. I know that I appreciate everybody that was going through it all, with myself. So whether it's, us being here until 12 on Sunday and Monday, 12 at night, working through it, and trying to figure out the whole process and how it goes. I definitely learned a lot throughout this process, for the next upcoming ones and things like that. So really excited, can't wait to get it going. Really appreciative of everybody.
As somebody who self-represents, what kind of involvement, what kind of resources did the Players Association offer to help you through that?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Since you self-represent, I know the PA's helped guys in your situation before through contracts. What resources did they offer you? What involvement did they have in this for you?
Yeah, I think the NFL. I think the Bears use the NFL a little bit more than my team. We just use what the NFL has provided, CBA and all of that stuff, and all the rules, and just trying to make sure we fit in with all of that, and then also the Bears doing the same thing and using the NFL, and all coming together and trying to make this thing happen. Get the ink to paper and get it done.
Caleb, what did you do over the last month to make sure you were as prepared as possible for the start of camp, and did you hold a throwing session with anyone?
Yeah, so this past month I took a break a little bit, just a couple days, because rookies didn't have as much time as the vets, and so took a break for a couple days, and got back to training for about 3.5 weeks. And then after that, we did have a throwing session with a bunch of the wide receivers and running backs and all of them. And so, getting after it, just building a connection, is most important throughout the season. And so, most important throughout the season. And so, it's, having those moments, whether it's just actually us being on the field for those 2 or 3 days, or us going to dinner, hanging out, kicking our feet up, or whatever the case may be after the throwing sessions or before, whatever the case may be.
Rome, on the eve,
Rome, what's
Rome, on the eve of your first training camp, do you feel jitters? What kind of emotions do you feel? Excitement, I guess both of you too. Like, what is the feeling knowing tomorrow you're going out on the field for your first NFL training camp?
This is my question, bro. What in, bro? No, of course we're excited. You know what I mean? It's our first time going through this process. Like, we finally get to play football, and that's an exciting thing. The excitement around the organization, the fan base, the atmosphere is primed and set for us to go out there and have our failures and have our successes out there. And I think that's a beautiful opportunity. So just super excited to learn, super excited to be a part of this organization as we get rolling.
Rome, what's the thing that you feel that you can do that's different than what DJ and what Keenan bring? What's the thing that you feel sets you apart as a receiver in this receiver room?
Man, it's hard because I think, they have so many, different skill sets that allow them to do so many different things. And I don't want to put them in any sort of box because, at this point in their career, I still think they're available for any option, within the offense. So I think, my best trait added to that is being complementary to their traits, being able to, go in there and maybe remove any weaknesses or anything that they may have within the offense, to allow myself to provide those opportunities within that. So just being able to play complementary from them, be versatile, whether that is, running deep routes, or catching the ball, on short routes and intermediate, I think, and as well as blocking. Those guys get paid a lot, and maybe I'll be in the trenches a little bit more than they'd like to be. So, but all those things I'm willing to do.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
The Bears.